Former Vice President Dick Cheney turns 84 this week. Dick Cheney is, of course, best known for shooting his friend in the face with a shotgun, and that somehow is the most relatable thing about him. Num num num.
Welcome to Tuesday Newsday here on MKUSUAL. I'm your host, Big Silly Dum Dum. My co-host,
Walter Matthau.
Walter Matthau.
Tuesday Newsday, we do all the news that doesn't matter. Nick, you ready to dive into it?
Let's crank this hog.
Let's crank this hog. We begin in Alberta, Canada. Northern exposure. This comes from the Western Standard. Man's penis freezes to ground outside of Fort McCurry pub.
Good for him. That guy's fucking hanging one.
I hope that's it's a rendering. Okay, it's an AI rendering. I thought that. Notice how his feet are on backward. Fort McCurry Emergency Services recently had their hands full saving a man after his penis became frozen to a sidewalk during a confrontation. Ooh, the plot thickens. Dear God. Okay, I cannot think of a more embarrassing way to lose a bar fight than accidentally freezing your penis to the ground. On January 12th, an intoxicated man was involved in a dispute that initially took place inside of the East Village Pub and Eatery, reported by TMZ. The argument spilled out into the street and a fight broke out. During the altercation, the man's pants fell down. As he tumbled to the ground, his penis became stuck to the sidewalk due to the frigid temperatures. EMS managed to detach the man's penis A from the ice without injury or inadvertent circumcision. I don't know why you have to mention that he's uncut. He was arrested but not charged with any crime. This is the most humiliating.
They just had to.
They're like, you gotta bring you in for something.
Well, they had to put it in the public record.
They're like, they're not gonna believe this.
Yeah, we need a sworn testimony.
Wow. So he got in a bar fight. The guy goes, let's take this outside. He's like, yeah. Walk outside. Pants go down. That's humiliation number one. You're losing the fight at that point. Doesn't matter what the argument was about. Number two, you slip. Yeah. Humiliation number three. Then you're like, help me. My dick's frozen to the ground. Then they have to come. You know they had to be laughing.
Yeah, because he's... Also, it sounds like he might have had a wet pee-pee. Because, like, you know...
Yeah.
You don't... It doesn't, like...
It's like the tongue thing on a pole.
Yeah, so that's what I'm... Yeah.
Arrested for involvement in the fight is what TMZ says. Oh, man.
Well...
Some people online called it a Canadian circumcision. Canadian man icy circumcision. This is a video. See if I can find more details. I need details. This weenie's not getting roasted, says TMZ. This poor guy. Getting your tongue stuck to a frozen pole sounds awful, but I ain't got nothing on this guy.
So wait, was he... Looks like he's sitting, like kind of a sitting position.
I don't know.
Oh, no,
he's prone. I think he's prone.
They did the Christmas Story bit.
That sucks. Can't even use hot water. Anyway, that's the type of quality news you get here.
Wait, what? You can't use hot water?
Well, I mean,
you
could.
Warm water.
Yeah, that's true.
You could have just waited till he pissed.
You have to piss yourself. You're having the absolute worst day of your life, and they're like, all right, now you have to piss. Dude, whoever he was fighting with, that dude's got a story forever that he can tell. This guy's never going to tell a story.
Literal fucking Sub-Zero finishing move. in this Mortal Kombat bout.
Hold on one second. That, I need to be awake. All right, moving on. All right. It gets even better. This is one that you sent me. Business Insider. Oh, you son of a bitch. Saudi Arabia robot inappropriate touches. Saudi Arabia's first quote-unquote male robot accused of touching female inappropriately. Uh-oh. Oh, this might have been last March, but I still want to see this. Still want to know about this. A quote, fully autonomous AI robot has raised eyebrows after appearing to grope a reporter during an interview at a technology festival in Saudi Arabia. Are you sure this is not India? Journalist Rawad Qasim was speaking in front of the robot named Mohammed, of course, when the machine seemed to move to touch her behind. Visibly startled, the reporter quickly moved away from the robot, but not before holding up her hand and motioning it to stop. It does not understand you. She then continued her presentation at Deep Fest, an AI event taking place in the city. The robotics firm QSS, who developed Mohammed, told Metro UK the robot is, quote, fully autonomous and operates independently without direct human control. You go, robot. We've already conducted a thorough review of the footage and the circumstances surrounding the incident, and there was no deviations from the expected behavior of Mohammed. However, we will take additional measures to prevent anyone getting close to the robot within its areas of movement. Well, yeah. So he's just like, meh, 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 and then she just got too close. I will take a screenshot, drop this in here, just so you can see what it looks like when a robot gropes somebody. All right, 1, 2, 3, click. All right.
I'm kind of at a loss for words on that one.
What?
I was trying to think of something funny. It's just like... At least they're not killing us. I don't know.
At least they're not doing 9/11. The robot then flew a plane into the... Oh, Saudi Arabia. Our best friends. All right. Next, we continue PP Day on MKUSUAL. Let's do this one. I actually don't know what this one is. Oh, this will invoke a discussion. This comes from the BBC. Elephants are not people, U.S. court rules. In your legal news section. A bid to free 5 elephants from a Colorado zoo has been rejected after a court ruled elephants are not people. An animal rights group argued that Missy, Kimba, Lucky, Lulu, and Jambo were effectively imprisoned at the zoo and had filed to have them moved to an elephant sanctuary. It tried to bring a habeas corpus claim on behalf of the animals, a legal process which allows a person to challenge their detention in court. The Colorado Supreme Court said the matter boiled down to whether an elephant is a person and therefore had the same liberties as a human being, ultimately deciding they did not. It ruled 6-0 against the elephants, stating the state's habeas corpus process only applies to persons and not non-human animals. This was true, quote, no matter how cognitively, psychologically, or socially sophisticated they may be, the Supreme Court justice put in her ruling. While she said the 5 elderly African elephants were majestic, the court ruled the claim could not be brought because an elephant is not a person. We will rue the day. We'll rue this day when elephants learn how to read, and we need mercy from them.
The only thing I can think about is that they will say that corporations are people.
But not an elephant.
But not a fucking sentient, loving, majestic creature. Yeah.
This reminded me of our discussion earlier this week when I was saying that I have a personal belief that PETA is a psyop. Let me explain. Love animals. I'd be okay if they banned zoos, honestly.
Right. There's one thing to have a zoo, but it's like a sanctuary is a different thing.
Yeah, I mean, at least for certain animals. I mean, I would say like big mammals, aquatic mammals, elephants. They're way too smart to just have around to look at. And I don't care what anyone says, because they argue, they say, well, you need the zoo because it teaches people to appreciate the elephant. I don't think I believe that. I think people just...
I think if you saw an elephant, you would fucking appreciate it.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Like,
you wouldn't be like, who cares?
Not in captivity.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like when you see a movie or a documentary about elephants, you appreciate it.
I went to there's a wolf sanctuary in Colorado, and it has a bunch of wolves. And some of them are like elderly, or they were like injured and raised in captivity. So you can pay to go in, and the wolves will just like walk up to you, and they're like this fucking tall.
Oh, wait, how tall?
They're like above your waist. Like
Oh my
their backs
God.
are like, they're huge.
Oh my God.
And they'll just like nuzzle you, and like you just sit on the ground and await death. But they're like elderly, and they're like, or they like have like a foot that's fucked up and they wouldn't have survived. So, but then like someone empathized too much and they can't kill them, or like let nature run its course.
There is a...
We didn't pay to go in, but you could like watch other people do it, and we're like, well, this might be a good show for free.
I don't like... I like animals, but anytime I see somebody with like a big cat around their neck or some shit.
Yeah.
I was just showing you a video yesterday, or like
The lynx.
there's somebody who owns a lynx, and they post a fuck ton of YouTube shorts.
It just hisses.
It's just like, they're like, oh, it's Pumbaa's feeding time. He's like...
He's like 4 inches from his face.
That thing does not love you. There's this great... I want to give a shout out. I don't know who runs this, but there's this great Instagram. We will have to do a reaction Thursday with at least one of their videos. It's called Tours of Yellowstone.
Oh.
Turons, like morons.
Yeah.
I think I've sent you videos from them before.
I've seen like people like, oh my God, that buffalo is cute.
Yeah, it's just all buffaloes attacking people.
Yeah. You just get thrashed. That's another thing. There was a guy who had a buffalo farm in Manhattan, and the way he fed, he had like this truck with like big metal gates around the bed, so you could stand in the back, and to like move them from pasture to pasture, he would have this little machine that drops pellets out. He just has a little button in his truck. He drives, drops pellets. They follow this truck, but you can go there and stand in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
And they're like 8 feet tall.
Oh. See, how
they're
big
just-
animals are shocks me.
They're just massive.
Yeah.
And like
a meese.
it's not even like they would trample you if you startled them, but like their vision is weird, and they just like would swing and smash the truck, and it'd just be like,
Oh my God, dude.
just incidentally. They weren't like angry or anything. I don't know.
Turons of Yellowstone. We live on an amazing planet. All that was to say, I believe PETA is a psyop.
Oh yeah. We got way off topic.
That's okay. Because everything they do is insane. You never hear a normal PETA story or see a normal PETA advertisement.
They're not like lobbying, or it tells about like a bill they're trying to get passed to free elephants.
The most sane PETA thing I've ever seen is like, it's the line of like chicken, cow, dog, horse, and it's like, where do you draw the line or whatever. That's the most sane PETA thing, and I'm not even sure if that's PETA. PETA are people who like, their run-of-the-mill discourse is like a cartoon of a turkey like stuffing up a guy's ass or something. Like, it's the most unhinged shit you've ever seen in your life. And so I was like, well, I wonder why that is, because I think there's a psyop. to make you not look at animal rights stuff. Here's a real story that happened this week. PETA activist arrested after trying to dump frozen manure outside of rival group's office. That rival group is the ASPCA, which is another animal rights group, which is normal. They're the Sarah McLachlan people. They're the arms of an angel, pay some money to save these dogs and cats people. And they do more than that. PETA, the maniacs in New York, a pair of activists with the animal rights group People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, were arrested Thursday while attempting to dump a truck's worth of manure outside the Manhattan office of the rival animal welfare group. The protest may have raised less than a stink than intended, as organizers acknowledged that much of the animal dung remains frozen solid. Because of the freezing temperatures, it didn't fall out, explained Ashley Byrne, a PETA spokesperson. Why are you calmly interviewing? These people are maniacs, dude. They gotta be CIA or something. Someone had to go into the truck and start shoveling it out, and he was apprehended by the police before he finished. The stunt was the latest escalation in the group's ongoing campaign against the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty of Animals, the ASPCA, over their backing of an animal welfare certification program. PETA has alleged that the sham certificate handed down by the Global Animal Partnership appears on products that come from factory farms and other locations with a documented history of cruelty. They've called ASPCA to leave the partnership board in a series of protests. A spokesman for the ASPCA, meanwhile, defended the board for setting basic standards in the marketplace, adding the conflict boiled down to a philosophical difference with PETA. Unlike the ASPCA, PETA has no interest in building a more humane farming system, the spokesman said. Instead, they seek to eliminate all animal agriculture, and our diverging views on the utility of animal welfare certifications stem from this fundamental difference. In response to a separate PETA protest last year, the Global Animal Partnership defended its strong oversight mechanisms, saying to minimize risk of objectionable practices. The two PETA activists were not identified. They were issued summons for illegal dumping, due back in court February 11th. Police also confiscated the dump truck, along with its remaining contents, which had been sourced from an animal sanctuary in New Jersey, adding, there's quite a bit of manure left in the truck when it was taken into police custody. PSYOP.
They're just completely radicalized. It is like, they're like the agent provocateur of animal rights.
They're the ones that like throw paint on people, or they... I want to know, is PETA a PSYOP? Or could it be? ChatGPT says that the idea that PETA could be a PSYOP suggests that it might be intentionally designated or manipulated to discredit or undermine animal rights movements. They have extreme tactics and messaging, often highly provocative, including shocking ads and controversial stunts. Euthanasia rates. PETA has faced scrutiny for high euthanasia rates at its animal shelters, leading some to question whether its actions align with its stated mission. Polarizing behavior. PETA approach sometimes seems designed to provoke outrage, leading to the theory that it would be a way to delegitimize broader, more moderate efforts. I don't know. But then you also got like those crazy people who like, they'll destroy like a painting because of global warming or some shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't... Well, it was like it was Occupy. The Occupy movement had a lot of that happening. People would be like organizing, like, what if we did like a soup drive, and like, you know, they were trying to do like legitimate, to do the soup drive as philanthropy to raise awareness of the issues that Occupy was protesting. But then there would be like an undercover FBI agent would be like, what if we kill the president?
Right.
And then it's like, wait, what? Wait, buddy. Or they would like go to protest, and there would be like a agent provocateur. It's a tactic to delegitimize dissent.
Vincent van Gogh's Sunflowers, famous painting, London National Gallery. 2 Just Stop Oil activists threw cans of tomato soup on the painting to raise awareness about climate change. What is the point?
None of those paintings in the fucking Louvre are real. They're copies. There's no way they're putting the fucking...
That's interesting.
I've heard that theory about that Mona Lisa, that it's a... like an irreplaceable piece of art. They're not
Right.
going to they're going to make a dupe. And how would anyone know?
Right.
Because they don't let you, like, even if you were like an art historian, blah, 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 you wouldn't know that this brushstroke was slightly darker than the original or something,
Right.
You couldn't get close enough to scrutinize it anyway, even if you were.
And if you were somebody who they trusted to like take a little slip of the Mona Lisa and study it, you'd be in on the conspiracy. Not that there's anything wrong with this.
Right. They're just protecting it
Right.
from any type. It's in a fucking salt mine in Kansas somewhere.
This right here says famous examples of this theory. The Mona Lisa is often questioned. Some theorize it might be elsewhere for safekeeping.
Or like the Declaration of Independence is like on display.
So I saw that.
Yeah.
It's unreadable. I actually kind of do believe that's the real one. It's so faded.
Oh, interesting. But I mean, they have like restoration techniques that you could also do that if you could manipulate something in that direction, you could do it the other way too.
Yeah, this is what it looks like. It's worse than that. That's probably the best possible lighting. You literally can't see shit when you see the Declaration of Independence in person, which led me to believe it probably might be real. But could just be another copy.
The other thing is like lights on it degrade it over
That's
time.
what's, yes.
So it's like you can't just have it under fucking fluorescent lighting all the time and keep its integrity.
Ugh. I never thought of that, dude. That's a good theory. That's a good conspiracy theory. All right. Did we do the penis man? Yes.
Yep.
All right, I want to round it out with this. You're aware of this. We're going to do it for the audience's sake. British Columbia, Canada, Vancouver news. Man's Sasquatch seeking expedition used against him in spousal support case. Fellas, is it gay to hunt for a Sasquatch?
Yeah, and that's why we do it. Duh.
A man's ongoing efforts to track down the elusive Sasquatch in remote areas of British Columbia suggest he's capable of working and therefore not entitled to spousal support, a judge has ruled. In fact, it was the Supreme Court of British Columbia. It makes multiple references in the decision to the 57-year-old Sasquatch-seeking expeditions. One such Sasquatch expedition actually led to the divorce, the couple's separation in August of 2020. His wife told the court he went on a camping trip on Vancouver Island in search of the mythical ape-like creature and brought along an ex-girlfriend. Ooh, without telling her. Babe, she's in love with Sasquatch. We're just friends. Oh, all the times I've fallen for that one. It's not a hickey. I fought Sasquatch. The respondent was extremely upset by this, said the judge. Before the claimant even returned home, she fired off a text to him declaring that the marriage was over. She never changed her mind. The husband's claim for spousal support also hinged on him being unable to work due to a mishap that also occurred on a previous Sasquatch outing. The court heard he was staying in a hotel in Sayward, a tiny village of 300 people in the northeast Vancouver Island, when he slipped on an icy staircase in 2016, suffering a range of injuries, including fractures to an ankle and vertebrae. This led to chronic and sometimes severe pain. He claimed he was totally disabled due to this incident, but the court noted he still enjoys camping, fishing, hunting, riding quad motorcycles, and exploring remote areas of British Columbia in search of Sasquatch, and that he testified with pride as being designated as a gifted student in school and above far average intelligence. The judge says he is may no longer be suited to work a job that requires physical strength and stamina, but he told me himself he made no effort since 2016 to seek or secure employment because he's doing the Lord's work. He's trying to connect us with our telepathic monkey ancestors who built the previous civilization. Go back and watch last Friday's episode on Tartaria. Tall Sasquatch.
How old is he?
He's 56.
He's about to retire.
57.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yep. They approved the couple's divorce, effective 30 days after judgment. No spousal support for you, cheating Sasquatch man.
Is it?
What was his name? I want to see if this guy's like famous. What were you going to ask?
Well, it's like, why would he be receiving spousal support? I thought it was kind of defaulted that the
Well,
wife...
he's the one that's not working because he's disabled.
Oh, true. Yeah, okay.
I hate that they don't say his name. I want to know if he's famous.
I want to see his YouTube channel.
Yeah, if he has.
It's just him.
It's just him banging his ex-girlfriend.
They're on four-wheelers. She's got her hogs out.
Oh, man. All right.
I would watch that.
Thomas Steinberg. Yeah, let's see if it's him. Thomas, I'm going to hunt down this guy. Steinberg, age. Bigfoot. I'm going to say Bigfoot. I don't know. This might be him.
That looks like the...
This looks like the guy. No, this is a different guy. Oh, well. All right, we'll never know. I wanted to see this, man. I wanted to see this legend in action.
That does look like a man who would do exactly what happened.
Yeah. All right. Well, you want to read some news jokes and get out of here?
Let's do some desk jokes.
All right. I'll go ahead and start. Big news if you watched yesterday, dude. Sunday night, Chiefs. Going to the Super Bowl. 5th time in 7 years. NFL commentator Chris Collinsworth having the best week of his life. Turned 68. He will celebrate by gargling Patrick Mahomes' nutsack. I'll do another sports one. On air. As if he doesn't already. During that game, Barstool Sports owner David Portnoy lost $1 million since he had bet that the Bills would win the Super Bowl this year and said he's done with football. He also went on to say he's not done with football because he lost the bet, but simply because he's a racist. All right, go ahead.
Who just likes the quarterbacks? Pauly Shore, the weasel himself, turns 57 this week. Not slowing down in his old age, he plans to revise his role as Hamlet. To wheeze or not to wheeze? That is the question.
Ellen DeGeneres turned 67 this week, and Oprah turned 71. Happy birthday, lazies. Not a scissoring joke in sight. They, of course, have a lot in common, such as each respectively having the most popular daytime talk show of their era, and more recently, both putting a hit out on Sean P. Diddy Combs.
Singer-songwriter Sarah McLachlan is also 57 this week. The songstress says she plans to spin the Tuesday like she always does, throwing kittens in the river and listening to the Benny Hill theme on repeat.
A Sarah McLachlan heavy episode this week. Christopher Walken, famous actor Christopher Walken of Cowbell fame, announced this week that he's never owned a cell phone, adding ominously that it's easy not to. He does not need a cell phone when you have the power to appear in anyone's dream. Adding ominously. That was the last minute. All right.
Phil Collins is 74 this week. Collins says he plans to celebrate by sitting on his thumb and spinning in a circle.
Some Democrats are expressing concern that Trump's mass deportations may affect the economy. Senator Adam Schiff, Democrat, asked, who will do the backbreaking labor? This just in, Democrats say Trump is freeing the slaves. Oddly enough.
Justin Timberlake is 44 on Friday. The singer and actor says he plans to bring typhoid back.
I'm not sure I get that, but it makes me laugh.
Bringing Sexy Back was his song. He already brought Sexy back. Next.
Other beloved celebrities, Dick Cheney, former Vice President Dick Cheney, turns 84 this week. Dick Cheney is, of course, best known for shooting his friend in the face with a shotgun, and that somehow is the most relatable thing about him.
That's just a factual statement.
The man has a robotic heart. Anyway.
Oh, he's a cyborg? Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. That explains so much. Oh, yeah. The Chiefs defeated the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game on Sunday. In the post-game interviews, kicker Harrison Butker was seen tucking his penis between his legs and shouting, "Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me."
Fuck me so hard. All right.
I would do it for the bit.
If we have one, hey,
Not
like and
this week.
subscribe, because when we get that subscriber money
Like and subscribe for the bit.
for the bit, we will throw computer equipment around like monkey men.
Dude, I saw a video of a streamer who was he was trading crypto live on stream and accidentally showed his passkey, and someone stole $100,000 from him, just like immediately, and then he's fucking smashed his computer. And
Oh no. I get a weird satisfaction from watching people smash their TVs after sporting events. Those
I would
compilations.
I would love to do that. I've just never had TV smashing money.
I don't think I'd do it in that circumstance. It's just not a very... I would love to smash a TV. I'm just trying to decide what I would want to be on the TV.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe, mofos. Tune in tomorrow for Advice Wednesday, the sauciest, sexiest, salaciousness day of the week.
I think I would smash a TV if I were watching my birth.
Every day after winning the lottery, he puts a picture of himself on the TV and smashes it.
Tune in tomorrow.